Hi, happy people, and welcome to Happy by Choice. My name is Mabopilo Mukumo, and I'm so excited to have this podcast. This is my first podcast with a guest this year, and I'd just like her to introduce herself.
Hello, happy people. My name is Shirofat Untamani, and I'm a UL alumni, and I'd love to leave it here because that's actually how we connected. This is our connection, UL.
Yes, this is how we connected. I was introduced to her by my Basri People Mutual Education Trust. Uh, and now, I mean, I guess they must have done something right because we're still in contact even now. And I'm having her. Actually, fun fact: you are the first guest to actually come back. You're the first one who's been in a podcast, and then you came back. You're the first one to actually make a comeback. So, so clearly you did something right
Nice.
the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
So today we're talking about New Year's resolutions, whether they're effective or not. So before we get into what New Year's resolutions are, I want to hear from you. How is the new year treating you?
Okay, so 2022. I'd say it's pretty much going fairly good. Nothing bizarre happening, or it's still early to actually say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually enjoying it. Think it has a good feel, or maybe let me say we are now experienced in terms of this COVID situation. So it's no longer a threat or a bit of a pain for me. I would speak for myself. So I
Yeah.
think it will be an easier because it's easier. It's that phase where we have adjusted and we've tried so many things. We've moved out of our comfort zone, and I feel like right now, if they can just say do this, I can do it. So it gave me a bit of a getting out of my comfort zone. So it's easy. It's quite cool. I think I like it already. You're on mute.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about
Mhm.
that. It's only been 15 days, but yeah, it's only been 15 days. So we'll see what the rest of the year has for us. I am hoping that, a lot of exciting things happen this year, especially for the channel, even. And yeah, how did you cross over? Because for me, I crossed over. It was really good. It was amazing. It was a beautiful way to start the year. I want to know how you crossed over. Did you have fireworks? I didn't have fireworks. I wished I had fireworks. So how was your crossing over to 2022?
So okay. Oh, so I was actually sleeping. I
Really?
didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I was sleeping, and then I could hear fireworks, and I was like, "Oh, it's New Year!" And then I had a bit of a short prayer session, and then I slept. I never even went out to check out what's happening. Yeah, I it was just that boring, I guess.
I think it has to do with the way New Year's was last year, the curfew and all that. I mean, people generally make plans because they thought that you'd have to come back before it actually hits midnight. So I think that might have changed, the way people cross over. But yeah, we are happy we made it to the other side. I think that's all that matters. We made it to the other side. We made it to 2022. Um,
Yeah, we are grateful. Yeah.
So tell me, have you made any New Year's resolutions?
Have I made New Year
And
resolutions?
yeah, have you?
So okay. So for this I have not put okay, wait. Oh yeah, so I we actually have in couple of points or goals, projects that needs to be achieved this year. It's actually work from the previous year, so it's just uh, progressing it to the end. It's
Mhm.
not really something that, yeah, we're starting from. I'm starting from scratch.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what I've been having this type of resolution for some time, where I have plans and then then just run them over through the year. If I haven't achieved any this year, then I'll run it over next year.
Yeah. That's actually really good that you move them to the
Mm.
next year. If you don't accomplish them this year, you move them to the other year. That's really good. I wrote down goals, and the goals have like a time period that's by this month, by this time, and I wrote down a plan of how I'm going to do them. I wouldn't necessarily call them New Year's resolutions because in most cases, New Year's resolutions, by the time we hit February, most of the people have already forgotten about them. I I wrote mine down as goals because with New Year's resolutions, it's almost like it's something that must happen this year. And usually, when people make New Year's resolutions, they make this huge thing that say maybe I want to lose this amount of weight, and you've never even been to the gym, you've never even, now you have to start a new habit and you can't even keep it because you put so much pressure. So that takes me to the my second question, which is, um, have setting New Year's resolutions ever worked for you? But with your answer saying that you take them to the other year as well, so I guess they wouldn't necessarily be a New Year's resolution because they're not just for that year. It's goals that you want to accomplish in your life, right? So
Correct.
yeah,
So what
yeah,
I
yeah.
do, I have
Mm,
a life plan, right? That I'll put in place to say in 5 to 10 years time, I would love to see myself in this state. Personally, health wise, career, relationships, family, spiritual, all those type of things, right? So I'll write them down to say, okay, in five. So normally it's 5 year period because 10 years is a bit too long, for me
mm,
to forecast. So I'd say in 5 years time, this is where I want to be, and then I'll write them down as mentioned in terms of classifying them according to, is it a health related type of goal? Is it a relationship? Is it a spiritual? Is it a personal thing? Is it career? Is it all those type of things? And then I'll ask myself, how am I going to get there? And then I'll also state those points in terms of how am I going to get myself to those goals. And then obviously there are 5 year plans, and then some of them they can actually be achieved within a year, 2 or 3. So I just put a 5 year plan to say this is where I want to be in 5 years. But then some can be achieved in a shorter period, right? But then
yeah,
what I do is, I say how to get there, and then when do you want to get there, and then I'll specify when, and then it also indicate in terms of what do I need for me to get there, and then I'll mention, for example, in terms of health, I'll need money to, everything actually requires money, but then I'll need running shoes, I'll need train, like all the training attire, I'll need to eat healthy, I'll need to do 1, 2, 3, right? So I'll mention
mm,
all those things according to all the points that I've mentioned, and then also included the responsibility person. So sometimes, as you mentioned, You just put in a goal or a resolution that I want to get to this point, and then by Feb, you're already out, you know. So I have friends who are actually my accountable or responsible people for each one. So for finance, I'll have a friend who will actually make sure that I'm accountable for certain things. If I say I want to get to this point by 2025, and then but then it doesn't look like I'm doing things that would get me there, then this person is my alarm. Like, lady, remember the goal, you know, and then all those type of things. But most of like my friends, they are based on the most important things, not everywhere, because I don't have much friends to cover up all those points. And then what I also do is, because it's a 5-year plan, right? As mentioned, I would say I'll start now, and then in 5 years' time, this is where I need to be. And then what do I need to do this year to get myself to being in a certain position? For example, career-wise, I would say, what do I need to do? If I need to go back to school, then what do I do? Am I going to do my postgrad? And then what am I going to specialize in? What am I doing? Then I'll then do those type of things, you know, research and say, okay, I'm going to do my postgrad and elevate my career. And then I realized, okay, what do you need? I need to apply, of course. Maybe I need to apply this year. This is the year where I need to do my application and get admitted to the university. And then the next year, it then it's still like a goal, right? And then I cross it over to say, next year we're registering, and this is where I'll be doing my first year. And then, because obviously it's going to be a part-time, I'm not going to do full-time unless I get a lot of money that can sustain me. So for me, it will always be a part-time type of thing, which is a 2-year. And then I'll know it's going to be 2 years of me studying, right? And then after that, it's almost like 3 years of my goals. And then after that, it's graduation. And then I know by the 4th year I'll be graduating. And then this is what will be happening. So I take them over almost everything. I take it over. I don't have that strict plan in terms of by December you should be size 30, you know. I can put myself under that pressure, but I'm not in the state where I just say I want to be a size 30. All I want to do is ensure that I'm consistent, I'm disciplined enough to do it every day, and ensure that I keep going. Even if I fail, I stand up and I pick myself up and I go, I move. So that's what I do. I then they work for me. I would say they work for me. Obviously, some plans, they don't happen as you want them exactly. Things will happen somewhere somehow, but most of them, they've actually come to being reality for me.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
works.
I think this is why I like talking to you, because wow, you literally just gave practically how to achieve your goals. Like, when you set goals, what are you supposed to? And I'm like, there's many of the things that you said that I'm definitely going to put in play in my life. I like the fact that you say you have friends that kind of remind you, and that is, yeah, because usually you just give these goals, you put these goals down, only you know about them, only you know that you're supposed to accomplish them, and no one is there asking you, hey, look, the time we are here, you said by this time you have to have accomplished this and that and that, and that kind of puts pressure on you to remind yourself, oh, I need to get up. If you're doing nothing, then that kind of says, okay, let me get up and do something. You have people that hold you accountable. I think, yeah, I am going to definitely do that. Have people that hold me accountable. Make sure that obviously it's people that you trust. And I believe, when you have friends in your life, you trust them. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm stunned. I'm speechless. I'm just speechless by just how you explained everything. It's just so beautiful. Wow. I'm speechless. Okay, I have to continue maybe come back and continue talking because wow, that was just beautiful. Wow. So in general, because what you have said, that is not a US resolution. Those are goals. Okay, that is not a New Year's resolution. I just want to hear that in general, what do you think about this idea of New Year's resolutions? Do you think that it's effective or not?
I think it's effective if you are disciplined and consistent in terms of what you want to achieve. It's a matter of putting yourself in a space where you say, Chiro, this is what you have to achieve. This is what we need to achieve, actually. And then this year, this is what we need to do. And you need to make sure that you do it. But then if you just put in them for fun and for the fact that they're New Year resolution, and there's someone who said there's a New Year's resolution and you need to do it, but you don't really follow through it, then it becomes a bit of a useless thing. It can never even end in Feb if it's intentional. If you are disciplined and consistent, you will keep on going. You'll keep on pushing. And because you know why you need to do it, then you will keep reminding yourself because it gets hard, it gets hectic, and then you need to remind yourself, kind of why am I studying? And then you're like, oh yeah, we need to push. Then you push. So it's up to a person. So if you as a person are disciplined enough and you put hard work and you also remember that it's not a short-term thing. You don't do it today and then no, we work every single day. You work. So the New Year resolution will be effective and it will be something that you can look up to.
Yeah. I think for me, I personally think that this whole idea of New Year's resolution is that the new year, basically the new year is not that different from, the 31st and the 31. It's just the same as moving from Monday to Tuesday. And it's almost like people expect it to be like it's this magical spell that changes everything and really generally doesn't really change anything. It's just all in your mind. And I think sometimes for some people that whole idea of, okay, we're moving to a new year, let me change things, it helps in conditioning their brain. But I think for me personally, I think that the problem that we have with New Year's resolutions is that if you fail, you now want to wait for the next year to come for you to make other resolutions. Whereas you can, with goals, you can just set them any time of the year. You can June, you write down goals that, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. But the whole idea of New Year's resolutions, it makes you wait for the following year to come so that you can be able to set new resolutions. And I just think that you can set goals whatever time you want. It's February, it's June, it's September, even November, when we are close to the end of the year. You can set goals and hold yourself accountable to accomplish those goals. When I was preparing my notes, I went online and I found this statement that was made by Business Insider South Africa. It's open quote: those end of the year activities and New Year's Eve parties often come with pressure to declare how you're going to change your life. And many people set a resolution based on what they think they should do rather than what they actually want to do. So the end part of this is what caught me the most, is that people set those resolutions based on what they think they should do, not what they want to do. So then now the you accomplishing those goals becomes difficult because people, the same, for instance, with me, a lot of people keep on saying, oh my gosh, you've gained so much weight. Oh, you should do something. Oh, da, da, da. And then at the end of I set a goal on, by the end of this year, I should have lost this amount of weight, or maybe I should go back to the weight that I was in. But in all reality, that's not what I want to do. So if that's not what I want to do, I'm not going to be motivated to now go to the gym, uh, change my diet and all that. Or I can do it for only a couple of months, and then along the way, I'm like, you know what? Me, I love food. So I think that thing of I should do this, not necessarily what you want, is what makes most New Year's resolutions fail. And I think we should just really change our mindset towards it, because I think, going into a new year feels like we're canceling all the bad things of the other year, and it's like a fresh start. That's a nice thing to think of, but at the end of the day, you should hold yourself accountable to accomplishing your goals, you know so yeah, I think generally the idea and where it started was a good thing, but what it has come to, what it is now, might be, what is the problem. I think we should hold ourselves accountable to accomplishing goals. Goals are good, and we shouldn't put pressure on ourselves, and we should do things because we want to do them, not just because I feel like I should do this. I feel like, I'm expected to do that. Then that way, the motivation won't be there to follow through on those plans, you know? So, um, I want to ask you another question, but like, you just gave me the perfect answer at the beginning. You just gave me this answer that just has steps of how you're going to do it, and it's just wow. I'm out of words. Actually, I'm actually speechless. You've rendered me speechless. You've
I'm sorry
honestly,
for leaving you speechless because we needed to go through the whole questions. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So
yeah.
I guess in the sense of what you were explaining now, saying you need to do it and not just you want to do it because of certain things. For me, it goes back to why do you want to do it? Because if someone says you've gained weight, I also get that when I gain weight, I've gained weight. And sometimes it's a matter of, yeah, maybe I lost some track and I was not eating healthy. But then sometimes it's conditions that put you in that state. And if I know that I why I want to lose weight or why I need to go back there, for example, I would say for me it's health, like health related issues. So maybe my back, I would get lower back pains when I gain weight, and all my, like, joints and everything. There will be a whole lot of unnecessary illnesses coming through. So for me to avoid those, I need to be in a certain way. So that's my why. I know when I lose weight, I try to avoid all those illnesses for me, right? So then I do it for that reason and to ensure that I keep being healthy through and through. And I believe being healthy, it's good for me because all these medications are expensive. So I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay. I don't want to be in pain. So I try by all means to be in a good position while I still can. So it's knowing your why. If you know why, then if you don't have a why for losing weight, then it's not your business. You'll see it in the next time, in the next couple of years. Maybe you have a why, because you don't need to set goals based on what everyone else is doing, which sometimes happens. We see A lot of people trying to lose weight, and then you feel like you are not going with the trend or falling behind. Then you want to keep up, and then it's at the end of the day, it doesn't work for you because you keep
Mm.
on. You don't know why. You don't know why you're doing it. You honestly don't know why. It's because people are doing it, and you also want to do it. So every goal or every resolution that falls off, it does. You don't have a reason. You don't even know why you need to do it because you need to know why. This is your
Yeah, the
life
why.
because goals are actually our lives. So this is your, yeah, you need to know why.
Yeah, the why is very important. It's very important for me with the weight thing. I do exercise actually a lot, and my body tells me when I'm not healthy. I have a very good relationship. Me and my body, we communicate. So when I'm falling off and I'm not healthy, my body says, it tells me that, hey, Maupilo, something is not right. Make an action. So people will always talk, but when yeah, the why is the most important, because when you look back at the why, now it reminds you, okay, no, I'm doing this for this reason. Like for me, the reason I started Happy by Choice is because I want to have conversations that matter. I want conversations that will change, the way people think, and I want people to be having, this kind of conversations out there, and I want them to change something in people's lives, to learn from all this, because I mean, I learn a lot from all the guests that I have, and also from this talk I've learned a lot of things that now I'm going to now implement in my life, and I want people to get that kind of reaction to Happy by Choice. It's not just a YouTube channel. I'm here to change lives. We're here to change lives. We're here to do something with our lives. So yeah, the why is very, very important when it comes to whatever goal that you have set. You have to have the why. Why am I doing this? That is the thing that is going to keep you motivated. And your why should, I don't want to say never, but your why shouldn't be based on other people. It should be on you, because I mean, sometimes you could be like, okay, I want to do this for my family.
Actually,
Yeah, it's very important that it's not centered around people, because you don't have control over people's reactions or what people would say. You don't have control over that. So it should be about you and what you want to accomplish and what you want to change in your life. And if you want to change something in the lives of people around you, it shouldn't then be like, if they don't receive what you're giving, then it means you haven't done anything. So it should all come back to you on, okay, if you want to build your family a new home, if you want to do that, it should then be, okay, I want to build them a home, but it shouldn't be, they want a home, so I must make a plan. It should be something that you want to do, not something that you feel I have to do, if that makes sense. Hope it makes sense. And yeah,
yeah, yeah, I
I
like that.
I really
I like
enjoyed.
what you do.
I, yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed this conversation. You rendered me speechless very early, but anyway, it's because you're saying the right things. You're saying the right things. So um, we were supposed to have like one other guest, and I was kind of disappointed by that. But you kind of erased that disappointment of like, okay, we don't have any, we don't have another guest. I mean, you just answered it it's more than that I could have expected. What you said, and I really hope that people take something from this. Um, really, yeah, take something from this, and when you set your goals, remember the why, and accountability as well. So yeah, Chigo, do you have any parting words?
Not really. I really like the name of your channel. if I may call it that way. Because I also believe everyone should be happy. We deserve to be happy. So happy people, let's all be happy.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, comment, share, like. I every time I encourage you guys to comment. I want to hear what you guys are saying. What are you taking from all this? Comment, 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 comment. And yeah, subscribe, like, but the commenting is what I'm looking for. I want to hear what you guys think about the things that are shared here. So thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.